Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you are new here, my name is Kim, and I am a newly retired part-time teacher here working in Yokohama, Japan. That's right. Before, I used to be a full-time tenured teacher working not your typical hours, because some days would be much later, but now I am on a part-time schedule, which means I teach 18 classes a week, and that's pretty much all I do is I just teach and go. I keep trying to start this video so many times and I always get interrupted or I never finish, so maybe that was my clue to say that intro or just introducing this new series is too long. So I'm going to make it short, to the point, and then hopefully those of you that are interested will continue on this journey with me. And if you haven't already subscribed, you can subscribe and follow along. I have several different playlists, so maybe if the retirement chronicles are not for you, maybe you'd rather follow the things that I talk about in Japan or about teaching in Japan. You can check those out down below, or I'll put the cards or the links to the playlist up above. All right, so first of all, thank you again for coming. I was a school teacher in Los Angeles for 8 wonderful years before coming to Japan on the JET program. I intended only to stay 1 year, and that turned into 35 years, not specifically on JET. I've actually lived and moved around and have been in 5 different prefectures working and teaching, and I have pretty much, I think, done every type of teaching job, good ones, so-so ones, and I've been to, I would say, at least over 50 different schools. So hopefully the experiences that I've had at all these different schools, these different types of schools, on these different types of contracts will give you a more detailed view as to what to expect, what to look out for, and what maybe to consider when you're thinking about teaching and working and possibly even retiring in Japan. At my current school, I am working part-time. A lot of people are confused because when I say that I am officially retired, they probably have the same meaning of retirement that I did, where you don't work, you travel, you enjoy life, and you have your retirement pension to live off of until, however long that is. But in my case, I wanted to continue working. I fortunately feel healthy enough, both physically and mentally and emotionally, to want to continue in the career that I'm in. I'm also kind of excited and curious to discover and explore other options, but for the time being, I had an opportunity to stay and work in my current position, but with a part-time contract. I've worked all 3 different contracts at my school, and I'll do another video about the different types of contracts. But as it is now, I work 18 hours a week. That means I have 18 classes. I get paid for each class that I teach. There's a fixed amount. I get paid if I am absent, or if the class is canceled, or if the class is changed or not happening on that day because of some event. All of that doesn't really matter in my overall salary. Some people with part-time contracts get paid per class, but if for some reason they're absent that day or the class is canceled, they don't get paid. So my situation is quite good. The amount is quite good as well. And the benefits of it is I know all the teachers, I know all the students, I know the way the school operates. I can still stay in my same classroom that I did when I was working here full-time. And you really know the kind of good points and bad points, advantages and disadvantages of working at a place that you're familiar with, as opposed to trying a part-time position somewhere else, which it's kind of like starting any new job. You have to get used to everybody, you have to get to know everyone, and kind of, earn your spot in the way people view you as a teacher. So that part was really easy for me. The hard part is that I have the mindset of the same type of work and responsibilities that I had when I was working full-time, and I don't have that anymore, which is a great thing for your mental health because you just teach and go, and you have all that extra time to yourself. Now, mind you, I do spend it grading homework, lesson planning, preparing things, but you don't have to stay at school to do that. And it's a little bit strange to be leaving sometimes before lunch when you know everybody else is staying or students are still in classes, but that's something I have to get used to and appreciate that I do have this type of contract where I can just do what I enjoy doing, and that's teaching, and then being able to go and spend my additional time doing other things. So that's my situation now. A lot of people continue to be confused as to, why are you still working? You're retired. Other retirees don't get this luxury, I would say, because some schools don't hire part-time teachers. There are a lot of schools, maybe you're not familiar with all the different contracts, that do hire part-time teachers. So maybe you come in once a week, or maybe you come in and teach maybe one grade level, twice a week or something. So you really have to check around, and if that sounds like a type of situation you would want, then there's a lot of advertisements specifically advertising for part-time teachers. One of the, disadvantages or things that I am slowly getting used to is that the pay is definitely not as good, and you don't get a lot of the same benefits that you would have if you were working full-time. I would have paid into the national health insurance because health insurance for a part-time teacher is usually not covered, so you would manage that on your own. But because I'm retired from this organization, I was able to pay into a health insurance plan affiliated with the university that takes care of my current school that I'm working at. So it was really good. I mean, it is a little bit more expensive, but I do get the same healthcare options. I can still go to the same doctors that I was going to previously, and I think it's a really good plan. So for me, it's worth paying the extra money and sticking with something that I know has been a good system for me. It's up to you, once again, what option you would choose. You also, there's a lot of things that full-time teachers, perks that they get, or things that they may be able to do that you might want to be a part of, like excursions or international trips, or getting to know your staff members a little bit more, entrance exams, different committee options, and I kind of miss that, believe it or not. A lot of people would say, hey, that's the best part. But there's a big part of me that misses that, because I think you do establish stronger relationships with your workmates if you have that bonding time over excursions or during events and meetings and being assigned to things. Yes, sometimes it's stressful, but I do think it's a good way to get to know your fellow teachers closer. As a part-time teacher, you don't make those same type of relationships unless you go out of your way and do so. I've been lucky because since I've went from going full-time to part-time, I already know all the staff members. It's easy for me to socialize or talk about certain things with them. So I feel very comfortable and blessed in this position. All right, so that's a little bit where I'm at now. As you guys know, I have started this YouTube channel about several years ago, before COVID, and I've enjoyed it so much as a hobby. And it's just my way of sharing things, and I always have my own motto: I make the mistakes so you don't have to. And hopefully my insight and just all the disaster decisions I've made can help you avoid that And especially for those of you that are younger, I know a lot of times they think, oh my gosh, what is this old lady saying? You know, we're beyond that. But there's a lot of things that, you know, I wish when I was younger, I wish I knew, because I think the pathway and the decisions you make during your career is kind of what gets you to a point where you feel comfortable in the decisions that you've made, and you don't really know them until you get there. But I've been really, really grateful with all the decisions I've made without having much help, because obviously the internet wasn't around when I first came to Japan, and so a lot of the things were trial and error, experimenting, exploring, and just learning a lot of things on my own. We'll talk on this channel about different lifestyle things, and of course the fun stuff, you know, the things that are trending and the places that you can go. So like I said, if you are interested in those kind of things, and if you are interested in joining my journey, please consider subscribing, because I would love to have you as a part of this community. It's been such an incredible journey here, and yeah, I'm not ready to finish it, so we're gonna keep on chugging on, and I'm gonna keep on learning this whole process of making videos and editing and doing all the stuff that now I have, hopefully with retirement, a little bit more time to do. All right, so that's it for now. Thank you again for stopping by, and we will see you, I hope, in the next video. Take care. Bye.